Hey everybody, so it's good to be back on last video. So basically, I just want to have a quick thing on the topic in terms of how do you cheer somebody. Now the reason is very obvious because there's a lot of things which is happening around us, and we have somebody, friends or family, who you might want to cheer up, right? So in fact, the whole thing idea came up because I was having a conversation a couple of days back. My friend called me and he said, "Hey Satish, no one, my friend is going through this, and I want to just call him up and just cheer him. But you know what? I really don't know what to do or what to say." So it's very simple, right? It's not very complicated. The more you keep it easier, believe me, the more it'll be very simple. So what I'm going to talk about here is very simple ways in terms of using the coaching perspective, in terms of how you can actually cheer somebody up. So I just want to go through a 5-step process in terms of what you can do starting from today in terms of just cheering up somebody. The first one is be there. Now it's very important. Sometimes it helps just to be present for someone. Now it could be whether on a call or in person. It really does not matter. Now, what matters is you just got to be there for them. Now, I've done that many times. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been speaking to my friends. I've been calling them up because I'm not able to meet them for various reasons. Some of them are probably in out of the country. Some of them are different places. So the best thing is, to use a phone or other medium to just call them and speak to them. Now, it's very important that they know that you're there. So the least you can do is just take the phone and call them and just help show them to be that you're present for someone, right? The next one is listening. Now listening is an art, right? Each one of us is not kind of born with this a great listener or something, but then it's very important to cultivate this art and become better at it. Just like any other trade, when you continue to do a lot of things, you become better at it. So the second one is be a good listener. Now, how can you be a good listener? Is simple. Encourage them to share the feelings and thoughts at their own pace. Now, this is very important. You got to ensure that they share the feelings at their own pace and do not interrupt and do not judge. I know it's very easy. Sometimes, we are so used to interrupting people and also judging them. But I think you got to consciously work on this habit of listening to somebody, allowing them to share the feelings at their own pace and not to interrupt them and not to judge them. Now, these are the three most important aspects if you're looking at becoming a good listener, right? And the third aspect I would like to ask is ask questions. Now, when you ask good questions, right, what happens is people generally tend to open up. You can ask questions such as, what does this mean to you? Or how can you begin to approach this? Or how can I help? These are simple questions which can, lead to a window where, you can access them, you can connect with them, and you'll be surprised a couple of times, just a couple of questions will actually make somebody open up a lot of things which they're going through. So asking questions is a very important aspect when it comes to coaching. Right now, you got to be very conscious about this in terms of what questions you ask. Probably you don't want to ask a question where somebody might just end up just saying yes or no. And then the whole purpose of this conversation just disappears. And the next aspect, the fourth, which I would like to kind of address upon, is give advice carefully. Now, it's very important because giving advice is a very responsible, each one of us should take it very seriously, right? One is if you're pushy, the other person may become defensive, uncomfortable, or withdraw. Believe me, this happened to many times. Many times, I've gone to a salesperson has walked up to me, and within no time they become very pushy. So what happens is, as human nature, we tend to become either defensive or completely kind of disconnected from the person. Same thing happens here. Now, if you're looking at advising somebody who's going through a slump, it could be in the personal or professional space. It doesn't really matter. You've got to be very careful in giving advice. And how can you be sure that you're giving good advice? Is ensure you're not pushy and not make the person defensive or make them feel uncomfortable or even withdrawn. Now, this is a very simple aspect. I think you need to just work on it. And I'm sure, right, these 4 things, once you begin to work on it, you'll become better. And the last aspect which I want to talk about here when it comes to cheering somebody up is stay positive. It's very important for you as a person, if you're trying to cheer somebody up, is positive, right? You show empathy, that's always there. You've got to be empathetic, but also, right, the other person may need you as a pillar of support. So you got to ensure that you are positive, that you kind of use this positiveness to kind of ensure that he or she comes out of the kind of hole they got into because of various reasons, and you end up cheering them up. So these are the 5 aspects which I wanted to touch upon in terms of how you as a person you can cheer somebody up. One is be there. Second is listen. Third is ask questions. Fourth is give advice carefully. And fifth is stay positive. So which of these things are you planning to kind of look at using this? Now, I would love to hear, is there anything better you have in mind, or you feel probably, hey Satish, I think this worked, but you know what, I would like to probably add something more. And I would love to know that in the comment section. Feel free, if you use something which has really worked, I would love to hear in terms of your experience, how it actually ended up cheering somebody, because the world is going through a lot. Each one of us need to help people around us to cheer them up, because I'm sure each one of us are either directly or indirectly affected by what is going on. And I, as an individual, can only do so much. But together, if all of us team up, I'm sure we can ensure that we cheer up a lot more people than how much one person can do. So I would like to take this opportunity for you to take a responsibility of cheering up at least about 2 people this week. Take this, what I've just shared with you. What I've shared with you is nothing but a coaching perspective. What I use as a coach with my clients, I shared that, the 5-step process, which I just shared with you. I'm sure it works. If you feel, no, Satish, there's a better way of doing it, great. There's no right or wrong way of cheering somebody up. But eventually what matters is the results. So if you can just cheer up 2 people this week, that'll make a big difference. So I'm sure people, if you're watching this video, either live or probably as recorded later, I want you to take this responsibility of at least trying to cheer 2 person whom you feel probably is going through a slump, and probably share your experience. I will look forward to hear from you, and then we can probably look at teaming up together and trying to cheer more people. So also let me know if there's any specific topic you would like me to address in terms of what probably you or somebody else is going around. And the next video, I will probably talk about it. I will work on it, and I'll give you very practical tips which you probably can use it going forward. So take care, and I look forward to hear from you all. Bye-bye.